Dear friends, I want to speak to you about the one topic which I believe all of you here will agree on. Football. Football is truly unique, and football unites the world. FIFA is an organization of 211 countries, more than the United Nations, and we bring football to the world. Last month we were in India for the girls under-17 World Cup, which Spain won. Next year we will return to Indonesia for the boys under-20 World Cup. And we unite the world through football. We encourage countries to come together to co-host events and World Cups. As such, next year we will be in Australia and New Zealand for the Women's World Cup. And then Canada, Mexico, and United States for the Men's World Cup in 2026. But coming to the present, in 5 days' time, the 2022 FIFA World Cup will kick off in Qatar. It is the first major tournament after the pandemic. It is the first time it will be played in the Middle East as well. And I can assure you that Qatar and FIFA have prepared everything to ensure everyone is welcome for a big celebration, and you are obviously all most welcome. And it must be said as well that Qatar made significant reforms over the last few years, also thanks to the World Cup. As a consequence of that, for example, hundreds of thousands of workers enjoy better conditions than some years ago. So 3 million fans will fill the stadiums, and 5 billion people, more than half of the world population, will watch the games on TV. Entire countries will come to a standstill. Now, dear leaders, you are, of course, representing the largest economies in the world. So let me say one word about economics and football. Because you might not know that the global football GDP is almost $300 billion US. And whilst 90% of the fan base of football is outside of Europe, 70% of this global football GDP is produced within Europe. So just imagine the potential for the global economy if the rest of the world would produce even half of what Europe generates in relative terms, and its impact on their respective GDPs all over the world. This would add another 200 or 300 billion in global football GDP. It would add 3 to 4 million jobs for a global football GDP of $500 billion or more US, and this would contribute certainly to narrowing the income gap and growing global wealth, which are yours and also FIFA's priorities. But of course, football is, as you all know, much more than just an economy. Football is also much more than just a sport. It has a huge social impact. You all know what football means to your people, to your countries. It is about passion, it is about inclusion, it is about tolerance, it is about non-discrimination, and it is about education. Football is an investment in our children for our future. And football, of course, as sports, unites the world. And because football unites the World Cup is an occasion to bring people together in peace, enjoy something deeply needed in the turbulent times we live in. 7 months ago in Doha, at the occasion of the World Cup draw, when the world was watching, I made a plea for peace on behalf of the global football community. Today, 5 days before the start of that World Cup, I reiterate that plea. Football is a force for good. Of course, we are not naive to believe that football can solve the world's problems. For this, you are there. We know that our main focus as a sports organization is and should be sports. But because football unites the world, this particular World Cup, with 5 billion people watching, positive gesture for a sign or a message of hope. Dear leaders, Russia hosted the last World Cup in 2018. Ukraine is bidding to host the World Cup in 2030. Maybe that the current World Cup starting in 5 days can really be that positive trigger. So my plea to all of you is to think on a temporary ceasefire for 1 month for the duration of the World Cup, or at least the implementation of some humanitarian corridors or anything that could lead to the resumption of dialogue as a first step to peace. You are the world leaders. You have the ability to influence the course of history. Football and the World Cup are offering you and the world a unique platform of unity and peace all over the world. So let's take this opportunity to do everything we can to start putting an end to all conflicts. Thank you very much. And this is the official ball of the World Cup. Every one of you will receive such a ball with your name on it, so make sure you get it. And in the meantime, if you don't mind, I would like to ask everyone to sign maybe this particular ball, and then together with President Widodo we can decide what we do with it. Thank you for your attention, and have a great day, and thank you for everything. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Infantino. Sports is
Baik pemirsa, baru saja
thank you.
Baik pemirsa, baru saja tadi kita saksikan ada dua tamu spesial yang dipersilakan oleh Presiden Joko Widodo untuk berbicara sebelum Jamuan Makan Siang dimulai. Di antaranya ada Presiden IOC atau Komite Olimpiade Internasional Thomas Bach, kemudian juga ada Presiden FIFA Gianni Infantino. Tadi juga kita lihat Infantino membagikan bola World Cup dengan nama masing-masing kepala negara kepada seluruh kepala negara yang hadir di Jamuan Makan Siang. Dan dari speech ataupun pidato dari Thomas Bach dan Gianni Infantino tadi memang ada satu kesamaan yang disampaikan oleh keduanya, yaitu terkait dengan recover together, recover stronger. Ini adalah tema dari G20 kali ini yang sejalan tentunya dengan semangat daripada perhelatan Olimpiade yang memang sudah berlangsung kemarin di Tokyo dan juga di Beijing di tengah pandemi yang memang tidak mudah. Kemudian juga tadi Infantino menyerukan untuk adanya kebersamaan dan menghindari politik untuk bersama-sama menghadapi tantangan dunia, khususnya terkait dengan krisis pangan dan lain-lain. Tadi Infantino menggambarkan bagaimana besarnya potensi industri sepak bola untuk bisa mendukung pemulihan ekonomi dunia. Dan sepertinya visual dari lokasi Jamuan Makan Siang sudah ditutup karena memang sebentar lagi Jamuan Makan Siang akan dimulai dan tidak akan dibagikan kepada publik. Demikian breaking news untuk saat ini, dan sesaat lagi akan hadir Newsline bersama Jason Sambo dan Naila Husna. Tetap bersama kami.
Pagelaran Sabang Merauke I4T dan Bank BCA kembali memulai sebuah rangkaian pementasan seni yang spektakuler dari ratusan seniman dan musisi tanah air yang berlangsung di Ciputra Artpreneur Jakarta pada 12 sampai dengan 13 November 2022. Mengusung konsep live performance, pagelaran Sabang Merauke menyajikan 22 lagu yang dirangkai secara harmonis. Pagelaran ini juga menyajikan pementasan tari dengan aksi koreografi dari 144 penari profesional dan suguhan etnik teatrikal di dalamnya.
Kita ini kalau melakukan pembangunan telekomunikasi infrastruktur, itu kan dari Sabang sampai Merauke. Kita berinteraksi dengan masyarakat lokal dan budaya lokal. Sebagai ucapan terima kasih kami kepada mereka, maka kita membuat pagelaran budaya Sabang Merauke dan juga sebagai persembahan terima kasih kepada Indonesia.
Goalnya itu bukan hanya untuk sekedar memperlihatkan keragamannya itu tadi, tapi juga bahwa setelah menonton pagelaran ini orang akan punya rasa cinta, rasa bangga yang lebih besar gitu, dan untuk ikut berperan serta melestarikan budaya asli Indonesia.
Tak hanya menjadi sarana agar masyarakat semakin mencintai warisan budaya bangsa, pementasan ini diharapkan bisa menjadi penggerak agar masyarakat semakin menjaga dan melestarikan kekayaan bangsa.
I4T, Connectivity for a Better Life.
Saya berharap G20 dapat terus menjadi katalis pemulihan ekonomi yang inklusif. Di tengah situasi yang sangat sulit, G20 terus bekerja agar menghasilkan capaian konkret, mempersiapkan dana untuk menghadapi pandemi mendatang melalui Pandemic Fund, membantu ruang fiskal negara berpendapatan rendah melalui Resilience and Sustainability Trust, mendorong percepatan pencapaian SDGs, menghasilkan ratusan kerjasama konkret, serta mendukung pemulihan ekonomi dunia yang lebih maju dan berkelanjutan melalui Bali Compact mengenai transisi energi.